The champagne flute slips from Sophia'S manicured fingers, exploding against the polished oak floor of our family's Hamptons estate like a gunshot in the dead of night. Shards scatter like diamonds under the $15,000 antique chandelier, catching the horrified stares of 60 New York elites, women in sleek Oscar de la Renta gowns, men in tailored Brioni suits, all frozen mid-sip. The string quartet's melody dies abruptly, bows hovering in midair. Sophia stands center stage on the velvet-draped platform, her custom Monique Louillier dress pooling like spilled milk around her, the 4-carat emerald-cut ring on her finger now looking more like a shackle than a symbol of triumph. Her face drains of color, lips parting in a silent scream as the massive LED screen behind her cycles through damning slides, forged invoices, stolen designs, text messages dripping with venom. "Ethan," she whispers, reaching for her fiancé, the venture capital mogul who's just exposed her empire of lies. But he steps back, his expression as cold as a winter gale off the Atlantic. The room's polite murmurs turn to gasps, then whispers like rustling leaves before a storm. My mother, Victoria, clutches her pearl necklace, her Botox-smooth face cracking with panic. My father, Harrison, the CEO of Sterling Designs, lunges forward, his voice booming. This is a setup, but it's too late. The fuse I lit months ago has detonated. And in that instant, Sophia'S perfect life, our family's fragile facade, crumbles to ash. Yet this wasn't born in the glow of celebration. No, the seeds of this reckoning were sown in the dim, fluorescent-lit basement office that doubled as my prison. For months earlier, where the hum of outdated drafting computers drowned out the world above. The air in that basement was thick with the scent of stale coffee and printer ink. The kind of space where dreams went to die quietly. I hunched over my triple-monitor setup at 12:13 a.m., the blue glow illuminating the bags under my eyes. The architectural software spun a 3D model of a sleek Manhattan penthouse, steel beams cantilevered over Central Park views, floor-to-ceiling glass that would make residents feel invincible. I'd been grinding since dawn, recalculating wind shear loads to surpass NYC building codes by 50%. Because cutting corners wasn't an option, even if no one ever credited me. Through the hidden security feed on my side screen, one I'd hacked into years ago for reasons I couldn't yet name, I watched Sophia in the executive suite upstairs. Air-conditioned paradise with skyline views. Ergonomic chair worth $1,000. She lounged, scrolling TikTok, her Louboutin heels kicked off, laughing at viral videos while our deadline loomed. She hadn't touched a blueprint in weeks. My phone vibrated harshly against the desk. A text from her. Redo the lobby renders. Ethan says the lighting looks dated. Have it ready by 6 a.m. I stared at the message, my fingers aching from hours of mouse clicks. The renders I'd slaved over during my unpaid overtime. The ones she'd present as her genius. I minimized the feed and dove back into the model, adjusting the LED fixtures Ethan had specifically requested in our last consult. The one where Sophia yawned and checked her emails. Because when you're building homes for billionaires' legacies, you build them right. Even if your sister steals the glory. Even if she's marrying the client. The door creaked open without a knock, flooding the room with hallway light that made me squint. Harrison loomed in the frame, his 6'4" build casting a shadow like an eclipse. Still in his Armani suit at midnight, tie perfectly knotted, as if sleep was for the weak. Burning the midnight oil? His tone was approving, but his eyes scanned for mistakes. I nodded toward the screen, finalizing the penthouse structurals. Ethan's wind load concerns, I've reinforced the facade. He stepped closer, sucking the oxygen from the cramped space. Good. He called today. Pressing on timelines. The unspoken hung heavy. Don't screw this up. I murmured, Sterling Designs has a perfect record. But inside, the weight of the loyalty clause pressed down a $60,000 training debt I'd owe if I left before 7 years. 7 years in this basement while Sophia raked in $150,000 as creative director, me scraping by on $40,000 as drafting specialist. 4 years and 8 months left in my sentence. Don't disappoint, he said, adjusting his Rolex, worth more than my beat-up Honda. This project seals Sophia's future. The Blackwood merger will elevate us all. Us all. Meaning her. I was just the invisible foundation. He left the door ajar, his footsteps echoing up the stairs. I exhaled, returning to the model. Another buzz, Sophia again. Oh, and book the venue tour for our rehearsal dinner. Ethan prefers Italian, make sure it's Michelin-starred. You know his tastes. I did, because I'd endured the 4-hour site visit where he detailed his vision for eco-friendly smart homes. While she sipped lattes and nodded vaguely, I saved the file and navigated to my encrypted drive, buried in system folders. Inside, 89 original designs, modern lofts, sustainable retreats, each watermarked Emily Sterling, architect. Hours stolen from weekends. Lunches. Sleep. 2,103 total. Proof of a career suffocated in shadows. The cursor lingered over delete, temptation whispering to erase it all. Except my role as the family's ghost. Instead, I dragged copies into a new folder, archive. Instinct. Nothing more. Not yet. Morning light filtered through the conference room's frosted glass, carrying the aroma of fresh espresso from the Keurig Sophia insisted on. Ethan Blackwood sat at the mahogany table's head, his bespoke Zegna suit sharp as his gaze, tablet in hand. He zoomed into the penthouse model. Sophia sat beside him, legs crossed in a red power skirt, her ring flashing like a warning. I was relegated to the end. Agenda labeling me technical support. Silent observer. Note-taker. Invisible. These balcony railings, Ethan said. Tracing the screen. Load-bearing for high winds? What's the code minimum? Sophia's smile was flawless. Practiced. Darling. Don't sweat the nerdy bits. It's all about the vibe, sleek. Urban chic. I've obsessed over the flow for months. But his brow furrowed. I'm asking about safety specs. Impact resistance. Her eyes darted to me, a silent order, before she waved it off. The materials are premium. Emily crunches the numbers. I handle the vision. Disappointment etched his features. Subtle but piercing. I'd seen that look my whole life, the one that said I was the afterthought. I leaned in, words escaping before fear could clamp them. Actually, it's quadruple tempered glass. Rated 600 pounds per square foot, triples the NYC requirement of a sharp pain shot through my calf, Harrison's loafer connecting under the table. A bruiseless reminder to shut up. I bit my tongue. What Emily means, he interjected smoothly. Hand on my shoulder like a clamp. Is we've consulted engineers. Certifications ready if needed. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Assessing the dynamic. Send them over by end of day. Sophia pivoted brightly. Now. About the rooftop garden, imported orchids. The meeting dragged. I typed notes I'd later forge into docs under her name. As Ethan rose, he paused by me. Emily. Right? Solid grasp on codes. Harrison steered him away. She's our detail whiz. Roles matter. Ethan glanced back. Thoughtful. That night, in the basement's hum, I added to archive October 18th meeting. Ethan queried railings. Sophia blank. I answered. Harrison kicked to silence. The words stared back. A quiet rebellion brewing. Weeks blurred into a haze of deadlines and demands. The wall calendar ticked mercilessly. 2 nights before the engagement gala. My desk was a battlefield of energy drink cans and crumpled sketches. I'd napped fitfully, forehead on keyboard, when the software's autosave chime snapped me awake at 2:47 a.m. Neck cricking. I straightened just as the door swung open. Not Harrison's heavy tread. A subtler presence, Ethan. In a casual Patagonia fleece and jeans, holding a thermal bag from Per Se. His eyes widened at the sight, the dim bulb. Stacked file boxes. No windows. Emily? Where's Sophia? Words failed me. He was here. At this hour. With gourmet takeout. The app ping server activity, he explained, showing his phone. Thought she was pulling an all-nighter on our penthouse. The truth hung unspoken. He set the bag down beside my bargain ramen wrappers. Foie gras sliders. Kept warm. The irony stung. Sophia said you're just admin, can't even open design software. His gaze locked on my screen. The intricate reinforcements he'd requested. I froze. He pulled his phone. Muttering. Access logs. Heart pounding. 520 hours under my ID. Sophia's 3. All cosmetic tweaks. Last login months ago. He sank against the wall. Face hardening. Eat first. Then explain. Exhaustion cracked my walls. Between bites of food that tasted like redemption. I spilled, the loyalty clause chaining me. Sophia's remote logins to fake work. Unpaid wedding errands. Harrison's bruises. Years of my designs rebranded as hers. Ethan listened. Expression turning to steel. She's not an architect. She's a thief. He stood. Help me audit everything: files, finances, comms. My lawyers will void your clause for free. The catch? Truth only. No holding back. I thought of archive, nodded. He programmed his number as consulting engineer. 48 hours. Then we dismantle it. Alone. I savored the meal, envisioning a life unchained. Then dove into the files. Dawn broke on engagement eve, painting my apartment walls golden. I held a simple emerald dress, $79 from a thrift app. Months of scrimping. In the mirror, I saw potential, not shadows. Victoria burst in. No knock. What's this? She snatched it, tossing it aside. Trying to steal the spotlight? It's modest. No. Your AV crew. She thrust a gray smock at me. Sophia shines. You serve. Once, I'd have crumbled. But with the flash drive in my pocket, compiled fraud, $250,000 siphoned for luxury sprees. Logs proving my authorship, I took the smock. Yes, mother. Satisfied. She left. I retrieved the dress. Hung it as a talisman. Phone buzz, consulting engineer. Clause voided, labor violations galore. Ready for exposure? Ready. Afternoon VPN session. Sophia at a spa. Charging it to the penthouse budget. Parents at the estate. Alone. We ran scripts. Red flags everywhere. Marble counters equals Chanel bags. Consult fees equals Vegas weekends. She's embezzling, Ethan said. Why stay? Hoped they'd value me. They exploit. Tomorrow. They'll attack you. Prepared? Visions of thefts, my inheritance funneled to Sophia's, bonuses, basement isolation. Yes. They're complicit. We built the slideshow, irrefutable. By midnight, it was a takedown masterpiece. Tomorrow, loaded hidden. Mic live for record. Then walk out. Ready for change? I've waited years. 30 minutes pre-guests. The estate gleamed orchid arches. $10,000 lighting. Me and smock. In the dim AV nook. Laptop primed. Sophia glided in couture. Ring ablaze. Steady hands checked systems. Door slammed. Sophia. Fuming. Audio glitch, fix it. Then. Smirking, post-wedding. You're fired, but chained as my PA. Dry cleaning. Coffee runs your level. Try claiming credit? I'll brand you a jealous psycho. Close. Her breath hot. You'll rot in shadows forever. You're nothing. Unbeknownst, mic live. Ethan listening via earpiece. Fear gone. Happy engagement. Enjoy my surprise. Confusion. Then she stormed out. Text, heard it. She's finished. Stand by. Quartet cues toast. Guests cluster. Sophia ascends. Glass raised, grateful for supporters. Especially Emily. Content in obscurity so I can thrive. Some are born for less. Laughter stings. Ethan drops her hand. I pad out. Data tells the real story. Eye contact. I hit play. Slide 1. Logs my 520 hours versus. Her zilch. Murmurs. Just back end, she stammers. Slide 2. Text to X. Ethan's wallet. Not him. Emily slaving post-wed. Gasps. Slide 3. Frauds $250K diverted. Glass shatters. Harrison, approved expenses. Slide 4. His signatures, conspiracy. Ethan, feds have it. Suing for $2 million. Ring back, conditional gift. Sophia pleads. Tears real. To me, Emily. Your debt's bought for $1. Void. $260,000 back pay transferred. Lead architect offer, $200,000. Your name. I stand. Voice steady, I owe nothing. You stole everything. Walk to door amid threats. Sobs. Traitor. Sophia wails. Outside. Cool air freedom. Their voices fade. 20 months on. Sunlight bathes my Boston loft studio, my design. Bay windows framing harbor views. Sign. Emily's Sterling Architecture. Reviewing a community center blueprint. Meaningful work for real families. Assistant Mia, Blackwood Groups calling new eco project. Ethan, hospital wing warm. Hopeful. On it. News ping, Sterling Designs bankrupt amid fraud probe. I skip it. They lost it all, estate foreclosed. Harrison in a dingy condo. Victoria silent. Sophia clerking at a strip mall. No glee. Just peace. The penthouse? Completed. My awards. But this studio? My true build from ruins to light. Reflection in glass, emerald dress on. No more shadows. Just beginnings.